you
Please
enjoy our commentating and whatnot, you can find us there. Now, let's just jump on into this TvT, which should be a fantastic one. TvT, the best mirror matchup to watch, in my opinion. Spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map. It's aLive. Playing for Afreeca S2, I believe.
And spawning the top left, he's Red, he's Terran, and he's Dream.
Yeah, let me just double check that that is the team that aLive is on. Let's take a look here. Yes, he is indeed on Afreeca S2.
Works for me.
So also sponsored by Afreeca, which is cool to see.
But yeah, what you said earlier, I do tend to agree. I think TvT is the best mirror matchup to watch. PvP can be a lot of fun. I think there are a few things we can see there, but
It can, yeah.
But TvT definitely, definitely entertaining in its own right.
I think the main thing that separates them out is that TvT has been good for a long, long time. Whereas the other mirror matchups have kind of had their ups and downs.
True.
I think TvT had the bit of the super late game, and it still does every now and then, with like the Raven shenanigans and whatnot.
And battle cruisers sometimes.
Battle cruisers sometimes, indeed. Maybe we'll see some of that. That would be good.
I support battle cruisers in TvT.
Ravens
To see
don't
them
know.
used on themselves.
Interference matrix for days.
Sure. Raven really good against those big mech units.
One full energy Raven can disable 4 battle cruisers.
Whew. Yep, that's insanely good.
Interestingly enough, aLive moves down with an SCV scout just in time to leave it sitting here. Dream almost spotted that. So what we're actually going to be seeing is a very cool micro trick coming out of aLive here. He's going to attack Dream's Reaper with his SCV. And basically what this is going to do is when it's one Reaper versus one Reaper, the SCV makes all the difference. Looking to get a delay onto the CC of Dream. Bit of a micro battle going on right now.
SCV does go down.
Oh, it's going to be close. Who's going to take it? Looks like the Reaper for aLive is coming out on top. He doesn't quite get the Reaper of Dream. It's going to be close. Can he hunt him down?
Angle.
Oh, he gets it.
Got it. And KD8 charge whiffs.
aLive is cursing a little bit right now. He did get that CC finished up, but still, losing your Reaper, losing an SCV or two, and having your CC slightly delayed, not a pleasant thing. The Hellion will clean this up, though.
Yeah, Hellion, good answer to those Reapers. They're light units.
So a bit of a tough start there for Dream. Nothing super major in the grand scheme of things. However, it is important to note that aLive also got the scout off while he was doing that. Dream, on the other hand, did not. He has no idea what his opponent's up to.
Yeah, playing blind is pretty scary, as one of my stories from earlier today can attest. But yeah, nobody falling behind too significantly here. Cloak's on the way. That is a fairly long upgrade, so Dream should have some time to see it coming and react to it, but that's not to say that he will.
He does start a Raven, though, and he's got a Cyclone out, and if two things go well together, it is a Raven and a Cyclone for shutting down Banshees. They are absolutely fantastic. Saves Terran a lot of hassle. Although the Cyclone for Dream is moving out across the map.
Yeah, it's not defensive at all, is it? Some serious...
It is not. Okay, he changes his mind and goes home. He's like, wait, I can't actually do a lot with just a Hellion and a Cyclone. There's better places for this.
What was I thinking? So embarrassed. Yeah, that whole Raven Cyclone defensive combo, that is a game for sure. It's really hard to get anything through that. But Cloak, just about done. For as long as I said it took, it's ready to rock. And Banshee cruising on into that natural base.
Yeah, in the
flying
game
through
of
the trees. Oh,
in
hang
the
on.
game of
Jumping.
RNG, the Banshee did pick the right base to head towards.
Yeah, very smart. Although lucky. What is it? Better lucky than good? Is that what they say?
I think in StarCraft 2 that's partially true.
A little bit, anyway. Still have to be good.
Absolutely. Otherwise, we'd just have random guys winning all the tournaments.
It's true. Be like Hearthstone. Where, boy, is the RNG embraced. Embraced and brought home to meet the parents.
Oh, yeah. Is it, like, do you follow much like Pro Hearthstone?
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
Like,
really? Is
oh,
that
yeah.
bad, huh?
Coin flips win matches all the time.
And there's a lot of money on the line for some Hearthstone tournaments.
Yep. I just can't imagine being a Hearthstone pro and just working my butt off.
One
Auto
Banshee
turret!
goes down.
So 3 SCVs killed there. Not super paying for herself there, but all right.
Other
But yeah.
Banshee to the north got repelled, but she's going to try and sneak on again, quickly realizing that's a bad idea. So,
There's a Cyclone and a Raven.
as far as like Pro Hearthstone goes, is there anyone who like kind of dominates in a sense, or is
No.
it just so RNG no one can be considered consistent?
You can't. There's a pool of players that are considered the best, but among them, there's not like one person dominating at any level.
Ah. Yeah, I guess
Yep.
StarCraft 2 kind of has that problem in which players won't be super consistent or anything like that. And so it's tough to declare someone the best. I mean, there can be like an argument for Cyril and such. But other than that, like there can be players who are considered the absolute best and then they'll underperform all the time.
True.
It's hard being a StarCraft fan.
Maru, for example.
Maru
that guy.
is probably the prime example. To be fair, he does keep getting paired against Stats in tournaments.
He does, and Stats just has his number.
Oh yeah, Stats is like, I play defensive PvT. I know you're gonna do silly things and throw it at me, so I just gotta defend. And that's
I
that.
know, but like, why doesn't Maru adjust? It just drives me crazy. That guy, he's too good to keep losing like this.
Is he though? It's been a while since we've seen him perform super well.
But he keeps getting matched up against
Exactly,
Stats.
we don't know.
I don't know, man. You just think he'd do something different. He keeps getting 3-0'd. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it
ridiculous.
was close in the past, and then Stats was like, you're just gonna do the same thing. I got you.
Maru needs to mix it up.
aLive is looking to push on in,
Anyway.
but I don't think you can push into a Terran who's got 2 Ravens when you have none.
Yeah. Tank count looking pretty good defensively for Dream here, too. aLive's like, you know,
Those Raven
not
things,
going
they're
there.
pretty good. And I actually love the fact that Dream went for the 2 Ravens. Like, I think I haven't been able to keep up with the meta as much as I'd like, but I think it's at a point in which Ravens are pretty much, like, essential for TvT. aLive is stimming forward with his Marines. The tanks are going to siege on up. This is a fair bit of a commitment, but he does nab up 2, so that's definitely a trade worth it. Might lose a medivac or so for that. And oh, look at this. These tanks are mighty exposed for aLive. He doesn't have a lot of bio to buffer for this, disabling all the siege tanks there, and he goes on in, and suddenly he's going to get a much nicer pick-off. No survivors there for aLive. Beautifully done by Dream.
Brutal. He does have a couple units flying into Dream's main here. Step
Oh,
down. That
yeah.
looks like a drop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
double
there we go.
medivac drop.
Medivacs. That's
definitely-
pretty good. Not
that's
a lot
actually very
defending
scary.
here. SCVs
Oh, there's
backed into
nothing
a
to
corner a bit
defend.
here.
Oh no, these poor SCVs.
Oh, 7, 8, 9, 10 SCVs going down just like that.
They do a pretty good
And
job
they
getting
should
away
be able
there.
to hold here. Look at this. But once the rest of the army shows up, auto turret and the tank, it's probably time to get out. You've overstayed your welcome, aLive.
Absolutely.
Oh, the Marines get abandoned to their fates.
Sniper Monkey saying Scarlet as well for the consistency. I completely agree.
Yeah, she can look like the best Zerg in the world and then disappear for months on end.
I think she is overhyped though. 'Cause,
It
I mean,
was her IEM Pyongyang victory a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, even that though. Like she beat like one Korean player. And that was with Overlord drops when they only required an Evo chamber. She
It
beat
was pretty
SOS
good.
in the finals, and it's like, oh, all the games were like less than 5 minutes.
Fair.
And then other than that, she doesn't go to all the tournaments, doesn't make it past like the round of 32 in a lot of them. So,
yep, these are all facts. aLive pushing in here again, getting a couple tanks for nothing there. That's good. It's a couple Marines, but otherwise okay. Yeah, I think aLive's making some good trades. He's swinging on into that ramp in between the second and the third base, but recognizing the threat there, Dream repels that quite nicely. And yeah, aLive has a bit of a lead here overall in supply, army supply there too. Continuing to produce the Marines. The upgrades are a little bit ahead for him as well. Infantry armor level 2 just finished for aLive, whereas it is quite a time before it completes for Dream. So upgraded Marines versus not as upgraded Marines are going to be a big deal here for aLive.
Absolutely. The Raven can counteract that, though, with an anti-armor missile, and there it goes down. But the Marines have already died for Dream, though, so he's got to get the rest of them in there. And, of course, the Vikings picking off the Medivacs can turn things around. So I don't know what to say about this engagement. It's all over the place. aLive is still pushing forward, but I don't think he's going to get very deep with this portion of units. A ton of reinforcements, though, waiting outside.
Yeah. Dream is pushing out with his own little Marine hit squad, running into a planetary fortress.
Though.
No, it's not going to work. Trying to get behind the mineral line and pick off a few units is fine, but those guys get picked off and cut off. So much of TvT is positioning. This is kind of insane.
The two Marines behind the mineral line is very cute.
Yeah, they're going to die, but they got a couple SCVs and a missile turret, so mission accomplished, I'd say.
For two Marines, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Good trade. So much of StarCraft is just trades.
It is. Medivac could have a bad time, runs into this army. Does give Dream a bit of a critical heads up, though, to siege his tanks, and be aware of that. Dream, though, has lost his Ravens, which definitely does hurt him. Those were a very powerful tool he had. Now, we can get into these stalemate situations.
Yeah, that is one thing people don't like so much about TvT is the stalemate situations where there's tank line versus tank line and nobody can...
It's so stressful, man.
Yeah, it's hard to play, and just from a spectator standpoint, it's not super fun either.
I mean, it can be fun, because sometimes players will just go for it, and it's like, he's going for it.
Yeah, that's the best part, but these stalemates that can last for 2-3 minutes at a time is like...
Oh, yeah. In which the players just move around like a tiny, tiny bit.
aLive, dropping, trying to drop in the main of the Dream.
Picks off
sensor
the
tower down's not bad.
And I mean, Dream really just needs to siege these tanks in his main, and he'll be safe. There we go. That's that. Now it's Viking versus Viking a little bit here.
Yeah, sensor tower not bad.
Something important to note. Dream did have his reactor picked off for his starport. So that's actually really going to cut into his Viking production at a time which these players are really vying for that. Because if we take a look here in aLive, he's turning out 5 Vikings at a time. Dream currently none. He's going to have a lot more starports finished up in just a second here. However, just a second is quite a ways away when it comes to having air control or not. Dream going for a bit of a counterattack. There's 2 siege tanks set up at this base, though, so got to be careful not to go in too far. Maybe able to pick off these command centers, though. One of them's building. That might be shut down. He's charging forward, though. Eating tank shots definitely hurts. Looks like he will get that CC, though. Nicely done.
And aLive pushing up into the third base a little bit. Dream, again, appropriately set up here, but aLive uses the opportunity to come down and try to finish off this PF. The repairs are non-existent. Oh, the repair does go down, and all these SCVs' lives are in peril all of a sudden. You can't lose that pace, Dream. You're in so much trouble right now. He is moving out, recognizing the danger that he's in. SCVs falling here by the score.
Oh, God. It's just a slaughter. Those poor SCVs having a very bad time. Looks like Dream is going to get on top of these tanks, realizing that he can pick them off. Losing that base, though, really does hurt. He immediately throws up 2 more CCs. But if Dream had just repaired that, he could have kept it alive. The SCV hug is so powerful. I was actually thinking today about what my pet peeves are for StarCraft 2, and I was like, for Terran players anyway. And I was like, not repairing your CC. We see a disproportionate amount of pro gamers, of pro Terrans who lose CCs when an SCV hug would keep it alive.
Yeah.
And then So that was one of them that I was thinking of today. The other was about not throwing down CCs when you've got enough minerals just to toss one down. It's pretty much always worth it.
Exactly. Just be like Zerg, just expand everywhere.
Right now we are seeing Dream throw up 3, which is good to see.
Hey, there we go. Trying to get back into this thing. Doing all right.
Yeah, and he is doing a good job putting the pressure onto aLive, although he can't push on in here. He's gonna try, though, but he's crashing into a planetary and a massive tank line. I mean, I think he has the Marine numbers for now. His tanks are getting sieged up on the front, so maybe he's gonna bring down those of aLive. Okay, maybe he can do it, but suddenly all of his Marines are dead, and it is literally just a tank force he has.
Although he does outnumber the tanks of aLive by about 8 to 1.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's pretty
be a
good.
Liberator that just showed up, though.
Yeah, but Planetary Fortress taking hits and a base for a base. That's
it will go down. That's very good for him. He's got to be careful with getting these tanks out, though. Okay, and he does.
Didn't lose a tank to that fire. That's very nice. So yeah, Dream expanding behind that and taking a base down of aLive. This is good trades.
Yeah, beautifully done here. Liberator out for aLive. Liberator harass in TvT is so good, as missile turrets can't move or anything like that. Two PFs going up for Dream, so important. He lost a base and then double expanded, so he's got CCs in his back pocket as well, which is just such a smart move. That way if you lose a base, you'll be fine. And oh, look at this. Dream is actually just going for it. Setting up his tanks to actually catch a portion of aLive's army, and then the rest of them were going to go for a drop into the main base. Turrets say no to that, though, so not quite working out as he had planned. But look at this. The ground army for aLive is much worse than that of Dream. We take a look at the unit count. It is 10 tanks to 4 and 51 Marines to 30. So aLive has the air control, but as far as like a raw ground army, it's not good. So he's definitely got to be on his toes.
Yeah, he's definitely got a weakness he needs to deal with here.
Oh, Dream wants to go for it. He is being so risky. Setting up a siege tank, you want... No, yeah, you can't go for it, Dream. Oh, man, these medivacs. Ugh. Oh, God, he loads up to try and escape. 2 full medivacs going down there, though. That hurts. Tank squad heading towards the base of aLive. Is Dream rallying it towards the planetary? Yes, he is. So, or to the orbital. Tank's not going to really help you take down an orbital since it can just lift off. All these Marines will, though, however.
It's not even going to bother, I don't think. Orbital's just going to go down.
No, aLive is busy counterattacking and locking down this planetary. Let's take a look here. Vikings being caught out for Dream. Doesn't have what it takes to contest the air control of aLive, which is superior by far. The army of aLive in general is superior by far. We look at the supply, and it is 140 to 144. Yeah, this is looking a bit tough here. Oh. Dream trying to get these units out, and the medevac's got a boost, though, if he wants to keep that alive. He does, so good job there. If that Marine can catch that Raven, oh, and he does.
So yeah, aLive suddenly finds himself up about 50 supply, both in army supply and in total here.
Yeah. Oh, and Dream's army is really just not together.
Yeah, you've got it split, which is bad in the situation. Forcing a liftoff on the third base is a huge deal.
I mean, yeah, the Marine count really is even. aLive's got a ton of his supply back at home, though, so maybe Dream can pounce on this and overcome the supply deficit. If we look at it, like the actual just units that will help in a fight here, it's not a ton, as there's just 3 tanks and not a lot of Marines here, just a handful of Marines. So if Dream pounces on this army, I think it can happen, but once the reinforcements hit, it's going to be a big world of trouble here for Dream. I think the time was now rather than never. Instead, he's drawing it out, playing passively. He's got these tanks here. They're not siege zone. He could be finding himself sandwiched. He is going for it, though. aLive's reinforcements never did join on up here, so this engagement is going to happen.
Wow! And Dream just crushes through the army. He's still down, but it's not as bad as it was. Reinforcements are going to set up and try to take down this PF.
SCV is trying to give that planetary hug, keeping it alive and doing a good job of that. However, that has forced Dream to attack, and it looks like he is just going to wear thin there.
79 to 22 army supply. All of a sudden, GG!
aLive takes it.
Woo! That was a little touch and go for a second there for aLive, but he just didn't have enough at the end there. Make it happen.
He did not. We will find out what the next map is. And then we'll get on into it. So this qualifier is still underway here. Nice waiting for the winner of this match, and it could be aLive, unless Dream brings it back and wins the next two. I mean, Dream did play... I like how Dream played the TvT better, in a sense, than aLive.
Yeah,
but,
it did seem that way.
In the end, he was just a little bit too split up, but I really liked how Dream went for the Ravens, how he went for kind of just the positional play. I really like that out of Dream. In the end,
yeah,
aLive
for sure.
able to take it with a nice decisive attack and really just pinned Dream where there was no way he could wiggle out.
Yeah, and it is super important. Again, mentioned it earlier, but positioning in TvT is ridiculously, stupidly good. You can be in the right place, you can have smaller armies and still get stuff done. So,
right.
Looks like we have map 2 getting decided on here.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning on in. We do, however, have 3 Matcherino coupons left over to use, it would seem. So if you go there, the link is in chat, and then you use the code AWQ, all capitals. Basically, that'll add $1 to the prize pool for the players. And the prize pool is a bit of an incentive for these guys to come out, win a few bucks, qualify for a chance to win a few more bucks. Sounds like a pretty good opportunity.
Yeah, doesn't cost you anything. Helps you reward the players for showing up and competing hard. And it's always nice to do that. Encourage them to show up for future events, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we hop into Triton, the latter edition. Do like the tile set on this map. It's kind of like the wintry stuff. Little piles of snow on the ground. For some reason, right around the Vespine geysers, which you think would be warm, but maybe there's not.
That's true.
Think about that.
I have never thought about the fact that Vespine gas could be like a cold gas.
Yeah, me neither. It's
But
never
why
even
would it
come
rise
across
if
my
it's
mind
a cold
until now.
gas?
Right. But if it's a cold gas, then if it's a warm gas, then why isn't it melting the snow?
Maybe because it's rising by it? I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe physics is different in the Caprulu sector.
Maybe. Is Triton in the Caprulu sector?
I mean, that's where all...
Is that like the overarching place where StarCraft takes place?
It is.
Okay. Well, you're probably right then. Anyway, spawning up in the top left, it's aLive.
And in the bottom right, it is Dream.
This is a very pretty map, though. I remember someone saying that it's been a while since we had like a nice snow map, and this one looks rather nice.
SCV does seem to have some sneaky things on his mind, doesn't he?
Very, very sneaky indeed. Really not. Just gonna go perform some SCV on SCV violence.
Everyone's favorite kind of violent. I guess unless you're an SCV, in which case it's not.
Oh, SCV moving on up here for Dream. Gonna get that buffer so he can try and get that first shot back. Allow him to repel the Reaper of aLive. aLive will claim his high ground, though, and actually delays his CC building just a second. in order to secure that. Oh, a bit of a miss micro there for Dream. Sends him packing as his own Reaper. Can't make it up. Now, aLive's building a supply depot here, but I can't remember what map it is. If you build a depot here, it doesn't stop the Reaper. It's like a bug or something.
Oh, I did see a GIF about that the other day. Somebody
Yeah.
put it on my Discord channel. And they were like, look.
I can't remember
kinda
what
works.
map it is. Is it Triton?
I don't think it was.
Because I played one of my first ladder games the other day. And I was and then I tossed down a pylon and I was like, oh, I'm so smart.
But then a Reaper showed up anyway and ruined all your dreams.
It did. The dreams were ruined. Double Hellion on the way here for aLive. Got a Medivac following that up. Meanwhile, Dream going for the Raven once again. I'm a big fan of going for the Raven.
Yeah, I really don't see why you wouldn't in this matchup especially.
Yeah, being able to toss down like those auto turrets, anti-armor missiles, and interference matrix. I think what makes a good spellcaster is a spellcaster that has the ability to defend itself. And a Raven is
For
one
sure.
of them. And then
Well,
the
and-
Infester is definitely one of them.
Yep. Viper, sort of?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, High Templar, kind of.
Yeah, usually if you're diving on top of a High Templar, it's generally getting its licks in, so...
Yeah. I think what also makes a good spellcaster... Oh, get it! Oh, too late!
Oh, man, this is good.
In time, though.
Yeah, he does get out with 2 of the Hellions, but 2 of them are committed in since that ship was closed off. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying the other thing that makes a spellcaster good, I think, is having all of its spells be viable. So,
That's a very valid point.
like, it kind of sucks to make a spellcaster where one of the spells is entirely useless in all situations. You just feel
Are
bad
there
about it.
any spellcasters that have, like, completely useless spells? There's not a lot at the moment, is there?
No, and I was along those lines. I kind of feel like every unit in StarCraft has its viability in one matchup or another.
I think you're right.
I don't think there are any units that you never ever see, which to me is a sign of incredible balance.
It is, yeah. I think you're
Like, there are
absolutely
definitely
right.
units you never see in certain matchups, yes. But units you never ever see anywhere in any circumstances. I don't think when... It used to be battle cruisers, they're around. It used to be carriers, they were around. It was Hydras back in Heart of the Swarm, they're around. Lurkers get play. Obviously, Disruptors get play. Tempests are viable. Like,
Yeah, you're
I think it's
absolutely
every
right.
unit. Yeah, it's a great place for the
I
game
can't
to
even
be.
think of what units use the least because they all seem pretty equal.
Yeah. And why PvZ is my favorite matchup is because it feels like every unit from both those races is viable in that matchup. So fun. Anyway, knock. Oh, are you gonna hop that Reaper in? He's thinking about it. He's like,
Yeah.
"God, I wanna hop the Reaper in for high ground. I guess I don't need that for high ground because guys, right?
Command center getting bullied a little bit here. Dream just using that Raven, using his Viking control. Actually locks down the siege tank. I think that's a little bit mistimed, though, as he tries to move forward a little bit. And look at this, aLive's actually just going for it, but I don't know if this is
pulling
going to
the
work out for
boys.
aLive. Oh, no.
Pulling the
Oh,
boys.
God. That's 19 dead
That-
SCVs.
And he didn't kill the army, so that's super bad.
And the Vikings are also going to win out. And are we going into game 2? Or game number
looks
3,
like
pardon
it.
me?
You're down 51 to 30
Well,
workers
losing
in a
those
mirror
Ravens
match.
would also be really bad.
Oh gosh, and you called it. Goodbye, Ravens. See ya.
Yeah, the damage alone that has been done by Dream already is, yeah, GG. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
We kind of talked through that whole thing, but then it's just like Dream went for a bit of a poke and turned into a lethal poke.
And it totally worked out for him. Yeah, he just... How did he do that? So, worker value is about the same through most of the game until that SCV pull, but army value somehow just skyrockets around 6 or 5.5 minutes.
Did
For
aLive
Dream.
invest in, like, extra barracks or something, whereas Dream didn't, maybe? Or upgrades? No, Dream had invested in upgrades.
Yeah,
Was
Dream
Dream
had a
just
ton
more
of money and
greedy or something?
upgrades. I can't see where the discrepancy is here. Maybe he
Yeah,
did toss down a
that's
bunch of
something to look
barracks.
at. I mean, we weren't paying super close attention or anything like that, but...
No.
Okay, let's get everyone on into the next game here.
Those are the games where I just get wrecked by someone and I go back and look and it's like, they had the same number of workers as I did.
I guess I'm just
Army
bad.
was twice as big. How did this work? Don't get it.
Yeah, I think we all have that happen a little bit, in which
Yeah.
then you just look
not
at
good.
it for a while, you're just like, well, guess I just need to get better overall.
Yeah. Just got to work on my macro. Should have had many more workers if that was the case. Especially if Sirius
Anyway, we're tied up 1-1 in this series, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's our first game 3. It's been just a series of 2-0s today.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, we've had a couple of close matches.
Yep. But Lo0 was in a 2-0 where he was on the winning end and a 2-0.
Let's try and use up all these coupons, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, Maturino 4 days.
Anyway, before that, though, spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's Dream.
And spawning in the top left. He's alive and it's alive.
I think Alive in Time gotta be some of the most punny StarCraft 2 names out there. Because they're just such commonly used words. Yeah, do help us use up all those coupons, though. We've got a few more left to chip on in there. So yeah, I'll go ahead and link that in chat. And
Yes,
basically,
do it.
AWA is not correct. AWQ is the correct coupon. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. I hope you are enjoying this coverage, though.
I also hope you're enjoying this coverage.
Otherwise, if you aren't and you're watching, I'm not sure what to say about that.
I mean, sometimes people hate watch.
That's
The
true.
thing. I don't understand it, but it happens.
I don't think I have enough people that like tune in to hate watch.
You're not big enough to be hate watched yet.
Not yet. That's when you know you've really made it.
It's true. It's true, actually.
I mean, there are a couple of jerks on the internet and stuff, but
On the internet? No. But you just look. There are certain StarCraft casters that every time they cast, chat is full of like 50 people who hate them.
yeah, I think that's getting better though.
I hope so.
I think it really is.
It always makes me sad.
Because there's usually also a lot of love for those casters too. But like, are you referring
Yeah.
to like WCS and stuff, or
Especially WCS. Yeah.
because like
Honestly, if you're not Tastosis, people
Oh,
are
yeah.
going to come in chat and say you suck.
even Tastosis get hated on.
Even they get it. That's true. That's true.
But I think you're definitely. Yeah, I think it is getting a little bit better though. Maybe I just stopped reading Twitch chat, but like
I mean, not everyone should do that.
I think WCS has done a good job of like cycling in more casters now, as
Yeah.
opposed to it just being like pretty much the same ones every event.
It does seem like the pool is pretty big right
So
now.
they're more used to like different casters coming to events and such.
Yeah, for sure.
Factory on the way here. So wait, are we seeing like a pseudo 2-1-1 or something from Alive? That's a 2-barrack stim.
I know, right? Starport? Starport?
That's got to be a starport and a reactor.
Hey, Starport.
You are correct. Yeah, this is
Hey.
a 2-1-1. But wait,
Reactor.
stim's 20 seconds earlier. How does this work out?
You have stim before you need it?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound so bad.
I mean, you're a Terran. You'll never complain about having stim.
Nope.
However, a 2-on-1, that's just bizarre. Because, like, this stim is halfway done. Okay, is this like an adapted 2-on-1? Because this is going to be like 4.5 minutes. Medivacs are on the way, so it's going to leave at like, yeah, 4.5 minutes or so. How many Marines? Yeah, it's going to be like a full load of Marines. I guess this is just a regular 2-on-1. Weird.
Yeah. I'm kind of stunned by this. It's like, what are you... It's game 3 of a best of 3, man. Why are you busting out the weird stuff? But I guess that's part of StarCraft, right?
Yeah.
Players hide builds because if you do something your opponent doesn't expect, it's a major advantage.
Now,
Even if maybe not super great, it's still an advantage.
stimmed Marines are good. They're real good.
Yes.
The thing is, 2 Medivacs full of stimmed Marines is not a ton of stimmed Marines, and without combat shield, they're a little bit soft.
True.
Oh, the Cyclone almost spotted that.
Oh, that would have been huge.
It's definitely doable for like a tank, a Raven, a Viking, and a couple Marines to take on 2 Medivacs full of stimmed Marines. So we'll see how well this is going to work here, even if a few SCVs have to be pulled. Let's take a look. The thing is, Dream is not consolidated though, so he needs to. Yeah, he's getting caught here. Throws down an auto turret, disables one of the medivacs. That's a nice start, preventing 4 of those Marines from unloading. He's got a Cyclone and tank here.
The Vikings are chasing it out. Wow, that got up. 5 SCVs down, but I'm not sure that was worth it.
Yeah, that was interesting. Stim is on the way for Dream himself. Both players are going to have a 3rd CC done around the same time. aLive has the much quicker 1-1 combat shield, and so he'll have that going for him. And also, Dream's upgrades are a fair bit out still, since he hasn't even started eBays. So an interesting play from aLive, who also built his CC on location. So while he went for this weird opening, it isn't too bad for him, I'd say.
No, he's okay. It doesn't seem to have hurt him too much in the long run. At all. Stim now finishing up for Dream, so we're on even footing there. Upgrades on the way from aLive, so he's going to have a bit of advantage on his bio, which is always nice. You always want to have an upgrade advantage, especially in a mirror matchup.
Attempted drop here by aLive. When you've got
once
stimmed
again,
Marines versus non-stimmed Marines, it's always worth it. But there we go, Medivac goes down, so I take that statement back. Maybe it's not always worth it.
Well, both players have stim at this point.
Oh, yeah. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Dreams had completed.
Just a minute ago. All right, Dream says, enough of these drop shenanigans. Gonna move across the entire map.
He is up on supply. He has a superior tank count. He's got a Raven, and he's got Vikings as well. Gotta be careful, though. Marines moving out for aLive. Maybe looking to catch some units. And now we'll see. Is Dream going to be able to bully his opponent by using his air superiority?
He's definitely thinking about it
this.
And going for it.
This is a little bit risky here for... Oh, wow, yeah, big miss... Oh, wait,
Oh! Full medevac of tanks down.
Yeah, that's 2 tanks down. Whatever lead Dream had, now gone.
Solid try.
Meanwhile, a drop, or actually a Liberator harassment, pardon me, being attempted here. So, that push maybe could have accomplished something for Dream, but aLive quickly saw to that, I guess really by Dream's own misdoing. Fourth CC is on the way for Dream, so that's one way to try and secure a bit of a lead or potentially come back in this game. He's not super far behind to a critical degree, but it is a little bit uncomfortable for him. And look at this, aLive once again. His CC a little bit later, but on location.
So yeah, aLive on the middle of the map, pushing on out, taking out some rocks, heading toward Dream's side of things here. +2/+2 getting started for aLive, and just now getting started from Dream. So once again, aLive has a bit of an advantage that he would do well to take advantage of in the next few minutes. So yeah, Dream gonna land that fourth command center down. aLive's is already down and ready to rock, getting saturated by SCVs at the moment as we speak. And yeah, at this point, I don't really see. Oh, this aLive can get something done here. Army supply is.
Yeah, you got to be careful with your
him.
Dream. He does get his tank sieged up. Still a little bit nerve-wracking.
Oh, is he waiting for his 2-2 to finish? Looks like he might be.
I don't think whether he has 2-2 or not that he can break this tank line.
No, I'm talking about aLive's 2-2.
Oh, okay. Pardon me.
I guess he doesn't have a ton of Marines, but... Oh, that's because they're in medevacs heading up to the right.
Ah.
Goodbye, medevacs. Where are you going?
No turrets or anything at that natural.
Oh my gosh, that's so wide open. Go! Go, go, go!
Dream's going for his own counterattack, but we'll see how this is going to work out. If we see a Liberator or two for Dream, it's really going to help him dislodge these tanks. For now, his fourth base being denied. aLive, though, playing very, very patiently. Not going in for this drop just yet.
No, just hanging out, which always makes me nervous. I always worry something's going to fly around and just murder it. If you have a drop, you should drop it. Oh, turret's now coming up. See, you should have dropped. They're ready for you now.
2 turrets. Yeah, that's probably enough to bring down a medevac.
Fusion core on the way from aLive, just about done.
Yeah. You think that's going to be a Liberator range?
It's the boring answer. But probably the correct one.
Yeah, aLive is just denying the fourth base of Dream, though, for what's becoming a concerning amount of time.
It's not working out for Dream.
No.
That drop got absolutely
look at this. He got Liberators, and oh my god, he's actually just going for it. And he is actually going to break and disable all the tanks. He could have just forced aLive to retreat. Just
dropping into the natural base at the same time.
Those turrets did do their job, picked off one of the medevacs.
Oh, and the medevac gets in the main. Marines and tries to get stuff done the other.
Medevac
2.
Landing right next to those eBays, reminding Dream to start his 3-3.
And he does.
Oh, this drop. Not shut down. aLive just goes back in to be a pain. He says, hey, you forgot your +1, your +3 armor. Medevac does good. Cleaned up finally. Still no +3 for Dream is a little bit concerning. You want to start that as soon as you can. For now, though, Dream is starting to move out. Both these players are pretty much maxed out, so this is where it really becomes all about positioning in TvT.
Marines picking off a few SCVs here, getting chased away by the defender. Dream actually coming back to defend his fourth base with a large portion of his army getting healed up here.
Yeah, stakes are starting to get high in this game. As this is where TvT becomes stressful.
For sure. And Liberator range is getting started, by the way.
Okay, that is good to see. Oh, okay, both tanks sieging a little bit earlier here for Dream. Both players have Ravens. Anti-armor missile goes down for Dream, whereas aLive opts for the tank disable. Looks like Dream, who got started on the air control a little bit earlier, is going to win out. Think takes the better end of that engagement. It's tough to say, though. Oh, Marines moving
Dream
on
gonna deny a
here.
fifth.
Oh, it's going to be close, but look at that.
He's
+2
gonna get
Marines
it.
doing a lot of damage.
Oh,
Good
turned
save,
around.
though. At the cost of a Raven for aLive, though.
Boy, that would have been close. I would like to see him try
Yeah,
to
those
get it.
Marines, they did so much damage to that PF.
If he just kind of stutter steps around the backside of the PF as it's coming up.
Attempt by those tanks. I mean, Dream is tempting fate here a little bit. Yeah. Scan from aLive allows his tank to finish off that of Dream's. And right now we are seeing Dream sit comfortably with the air control. However, aLive is going to be looking to quickly contest that, as he's the one producing more Vikings, or has been producing more Vikings. So the count's actually 11-10, so very, very close. Dream with 2 Ravens, though. However, his Vikings are bruised, so he probably wants to repair those if he can.
And yet, pro players have the weird aversion to repairing stuff.
They do. They absolutely do. Oh, this could be a strong move here. aLive forcing an unsiege on all the tanks. The Dream going to push him back using Liberators. Nabs about 3 tanks there. An air battle will be commencing here. Anti-armor missiles going down on both fronts. I still think Dream's going to come out on top of this air fight, though. Loses both of his Ravens, which hurts a little bit. He begins replacing those, though. And continues on with his Viking control. If Dream made 1 Liberator here, he'd be able to capitalize on top of his air control. But he has yet to do that.
Yeah, Medevac's getting picked out of the sky there. None supporting aLive's front lines here yet, though reinforcements are coming in.
aLive unsieges his tanks, decides he's going to go home. You think it's time for the players to mine out these minerals?
Make things
Those
easier.
little center paths, I think it might be better for defending. Allows you to get a flank if your opponent sieges up with tanks, perhaps. Of course, these players are doing a million things at once, though.
Yeah, for sure. APM's over 200 for each player, as to be expected.
That's probably some EPM right there. Looks like Marines unloading at the back of this planetary, just shredding into these SCVs. Gonna be picking off a fair few, although we'll end up getting cleaned up by aLive. Nothing too major there. And as both players are maxed out, not the biggest deal in the world to lose a couple of SCVs as long as you make sure that you don't fall too low in supply. Right now we could be seeing a potential engagement here. Dream kind of getting dragged out. All of his Marines kind of just got islanded here. And in comes aLive, realizing there's no Medivac support for these. This Marines
Planetary
gonna fight at the
Fortress
planetary.
helping.
Good repair there.
Fairly well here. Then Interference Matrix tanks on the back.
Look at this. The planetary
PF.
is being repaired. That's the power of repair right there. And and Dream does hold that off. A couple of Marines are left, but not enough to accomplish anything. And suddenly we do take a look, and it looks like a lot of Marines died there. In the end, though, as far as the tank count, Dream ahead. He's got 7 to none. He's got a better Viking count. And so it looks like this game's going pretty good for Dream, who's playing the more efficient route, whereas aLive, he's sort of been throwing away more resources as he's got 20,000 lost to just about 15,000 for Dream. Oh, there we go. The first battle cruisers on the way. No Yamato cannon just yet. However, aLive is making a statement. He's like, fine. Alright, let's do an air battle. I'm gonna make a BC or 2. Both players maxed out.
Doesn't hurt anything. The Interference Matrix, again, doesn't make it a difficult play, but...
Dream does have much superior air upgrades. He's currently ahead 2, and he's soon enough going to be ahead, for a brief time anyway, going to be ahead 4 upgrades in total. Which is great to see.
Nobody ever destroys those rocks, do they?
Those ones? You mean the literally useless rocks?
Well, you destroy them and it turns into cover you can hide in, but, like, yes, otherwise useless. But yeah, we're just splitting the map in half. We've got sensor towers up the left side, up the right side here. SCV's going down somewhere. Where on earth? Where did 4 SCVs of Dreams just die?
Liberator, I'm guessing? That would be
oh,
the
there
case.
we go. We found it.
Looks like aLive crashing into this PF. Whoa.
Nope.
Vying for an opportunity there and almost made it happen. Dream's trying to win my heart, though. He's on point with his repair. And that's what makes me happy as a Terran.
Yeah.
Looks like aLive doing Dream a favor here, saying, we're in the late game. You got too many SCVs. Let me thin out a few for you. Knocks his count down to 70. Still ahead of aLive. Dream should not replace those at this point in the game. And oh, look at this. We are heading into that full-on BC game. Oh man, we're in for a ride here.
Let your memes be dreams.
Dream's like, hey, aLive, I saw you just made yourself a battle cruiser. You know what's better than one battle cruiser? 3 battle cruisers. In which aLive says, you fool, you walked right into my trap. I'm now making 3 ravens at a time.
Aha. Dream is over making battle cruisers. What a crucial mistake. Is that possible? Yes, yes it is.
The 1 tank harassment for Dream, not shooting any SCVs. Because he's got his eye for the prize, which is the planetary fortress. And oh, look at this, there we go! aLive says, let's throw away 700 resources, teleports his battle cruiser to the back of Dream's base.
It's so many resources. Interference Matrix, Vikings Missile. Goodbye, battle cruiser. You accomplished not so much.
Wait,
oh,
what?
Hang on.
No, you gotta kill that.
No.
Dream.
What?
Finish what you started. Looks like Dream deciding to go for a snap engagement there. Anti-armor missiles being tossed down by both players, but way more Marines for aLive. This battle cruiser is still alive. And in 28 seconds, it can make the most badass movie star escape. But looks like that's not going to happen.
No. Goodbye. Good explosion animation, though.
Absolutely. If there was a panel of judges judging explosions right now, that BC, that'd probably get like a solid 9. So the one thing that BC's really accomplished in TvT is basically making it so that Marines are useless. BCs have a fair few weaknesses, but Marines is not one of them. Usually, unless they are disabled, anti-armored, and interference matrix. And there goes Dream's army. Okay.
There are situations where they're really bad against Marines. Never count out Marines, man.
Yeah, that's my bad. I made
an adage of StarCraft.
Mistake. So actually a pretty good trade for aLive. The resources lost starting to even up a little bit, which becomes the name of the game later on. Dream, though, once again, a man after my heart, repairing that planetary fortress in the face of danger. The SCVs, though, not quite able to make it happen. Dream is turning around, having to run away because he doesn't have the Viking count, though.
Dude, aLive, he's pushing in. He's looking really scary here. Viking versus Viking action. The Ravens of Dream can't do. They don't have the.
Yeah, look at this. Dream was busy making a move on this planetary fortress and making 3 battle cruisers at a time, when in reality we saw what the Ravens of aLive did to them. This made them useless. And now, since he's made so many BCs, he's not going to be able to challenge the Viking count for quite a while of aLive. Dream having a bit of a rough go at it. He did have a huge bank, though, however, so he is actually able to stay in this game. In a lot of situations, players would lose that much stuff and they'd just be dead. Dream had a big bank, though, keeping himself alive. However, he can't afford to be losing units in this Viking versus Viking battle. Needs to pull back his air units. Tank counterattack, though, going on in for Dream. 4 siege tanks, enough to absolutely shred through a planetary fortress, but aLive is going in with 2 Ravens, which will be able to disable these, and there's those interference matrix going down. The Marines will pounce on top of these. The tank's busy shooting at the planetary, not getting anything done. We are seeing an air engagement go down at this planetary, though. Once again, Dream, though, repairing his planetary. The Marines for aLive not getting it done, and as a result, he wins that engagement there.
Battle cruisers and to finish off the siege tank.
Yes, battle cruisers do give you a very nice ability to clear out tanks and force your opponent back if you do lose an engagement. You know, Marine versus Marine engagement going on down here. It's going to be rather close. Dream, though, does keep this foothold in aLive's territory. Picks off 1 Raven, picks off 2. Nice micro there.
Yeah,
realizing those high-value targets.
Tank comes out of being interfered with, gets a couple kills.
Big explosion there. I presume that was a battle cruiser. Both players really down on supply compared to what they were. Incomes, though, much further ahead for aLive. We're going to be seeing an engagement go down here. It could be one of the last engagements of this game. The BCs pushing on in here for Dream. He's got a lot of tanks. He's got the air control still. aLive not going to be able to challenge that for quite a while. And so Dream, maybe he can capitalize on top of that. But look at this. Nice move here by aLive, buying time with that BC. Very expensive, but got 7 worker kills, an absolutely critical amount at this point. And oh, here we go. Dream's moving on in. Up on army supply. Tanks. Superior air control. Gonna be trying to put a hurt on his opponent. aLive, though, with a counterattack. Tank sieging on up for Dream. Gonna try and work away on this. Brings back the battle cruiser to help on out. An instant reinforcement there. aLive, though, continuing to push on into the main base of Dream, which is starting to look rather threatened, while Dream's just threatening kind of a mined-out base, so could get a little bit dicey here for the Red Terran player. Bringing more tanks back, bringing some Marines back, and the BC back, of course, to try and help out versus this.
Marines standing in against that battle crew. Doing super well, trying their best.
Not up to the task, and suddenly, this looks like an alright positional play for Dream. He's picked off one base, picking off another. aLive, though, does still have the much more fresh bases, which are mining much, much more.
Yeah, that income is definitely favoring the blue Terran player right now. Scanning his Dream says, he's got that base. That's bad news. Dream is down to 27 SCVs, which is not a good number.
No, it is not. Army supply, are very, very even, though, for now.
Medevac count, not super happy for either player right now. These Marines are going to unhealed and unloved more often than they'd like to.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit dicey here for Dream. Losing an orbital command, can't really afford to lose that at this point, seeing as how he's pretty much on a mule economy.
And
can he save it, though?
Lose it. If he flies it over now and repairs it, I think he can get it.
He's got to pick off those Marines, then drop a mule and save that bad boy.
Or just fly it over to the natural and drop it in there.
That is absolutely true. Most importantly, just fly it somewhere. Dream,
Don't
though,
let
busy.
it die out in space.
Being careful not to get pounced on top of, but that could cost him this orbital, which is not something he can really afford to lose right now. Oh, come on, Dream. You're scanning. It's still alive. Oh, this is gonna break my heart. Dream, the man who's been on point repairing today.
Struggling.
Come on, do it. Do it.
Bring it over. Bring it to safety.
It's running out of time. Oh, I think it's done for, right? Dream's focused on an attack right now, looking to break into aLive. This is a very risky push. We'll see if aLive's able to counteract this. So fantastic anti-armor missiles. Meanwhile, tanks are getting disabled across the field. This looks like a great engagement for Dream, though. Wow. Okay, who cares about the planetary? GG. Dream takes it 2-1.
Holy crap.